All right. Not only is this just a shout out to Keke Palmer, because there are other people who have kind of given us a little shout outs, but I'm gonna comment, get my commentary, and keep it moving. As a single parent and an entertainer, whether I make a lot of money or no money at all, I just do this because I love to. You know what I'm saying? Either way, I really, really appreciate you, Keke, for having the strength, first of all, and the courage to say that public. Because I'm pretty sure, and this is not an assumption, just me observing. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of people waiting on you to be like, oh my goodness, I bit off more than I could chew. I thought it was my happily after. They probably thought you was gonna say, oh well, my baby dad ain't here. He left me. He did me, whatever. That's not my business. What is my business is the fact that I am a single parent, and partially by choice, because I did not have my child out of wedlock. I was married, but I felt it was unsafe for me as well as my baby. As a matter of fact, I had my baby in jail. I was incarcerated when I gave birth to my daughter. And I was incarcerated for defending myself against her father, against my ex-husband. Long story short, I'm into entertainment. I'm a little popular. It's coming, hopefully. And if not, I still love what I do. So it's not really about the money or even the clout or recognition. But long story short, I agree with you. It does take a village, and sometimes that could be a privilege. I have several family members around me. They do not help me with anything. They don't watch my baby, nothing. And not necessarily because they don't want to. Maybe they have a lot going on. Um, Even though at a drop of a dime, I would go out my way to help my family. Long story short, I have very few people that I have. I have a very small circle. And those people they may give financial support, even emotional support. But as far as physically helping me with my child, like I'm on my own. And the person that I love and that I am with and committed to, they're incarcerated right now. Long story short, I just heard another vlogger or influencer, YouTuber, say that a lot of people were going to come out with videos agreeing with him. I'm not one of them. I do not agree. He was stating basically that you were praising being a single parent, kind of like the Sierra thing. And I don't know what's going on with Sierra. To me, that was not a good, that was not really good. That wasn't a good thing for her to post that song, to even make the song. Like, I know she probably meant no harm, but to women who are single, not married, never married, or who aspire to get married, or even just be in a long lasting relationship, it's kind of a dig. And I get it. I totally get it. But back to the subject at hand. Thank you, Keke, for stating that. I agree with you 100%. Also, me and my daughter are sending you tons of love and patience. Girl, you're going to need it. You're going to need that patience. And woo, we there's no way of getting around it. It's hot, baby. There's just no way of getting around it. Babies, especially, they need a lot of attention. They need a lot of affection. Um, they can't do anything. They can't talk. They can't tell you. You got to kind of guess what's wrong with them. Most of the time, you got to guess what's wrong with them most of the time. Unless you choose to breastfeed. But another thing, I don't know if they told you. I'm pretty sure they did inform you. One of the perks to breastfeeding is your breast will start producing milk, and you'll start lactating. You'll start leaking milk before your baby even cries. So you'll know exactly when to feed them, and you don't have to worry about the baby crying because you'll be lactating. You can feel it. It'll get tingly, and you'll be like, oh, it's time to feed the baby, and you'll be right. And that can kind of cut down on the stress with the crying, because there can be a lot to deal with, especially being a new parent and by yourself. And I'm not saying you are completely by yourself. I'm pretty sure you can hire a nanny, you can get some help, you can go out, but it's people like us that you were giving that shout out to who can't do that. We can't just pay somebody to come over and just sit with the baby just for a couple of hours. Let me just sit the bed. I want to take a bath. I just want to take a bath. Can I go use the bathroom and take a dump? Nope. You can't. Not unless they baby sleep. And even if the baby sleep, you got to have cameras. You got to have little walkie-talkies. Because if they cry and you on that toilet and you don't get to that baby in time, ain't no telling what can happen. They could choke. They could all kinds of stuff. And I'm not wishing that on you. I'm just giving you examples and how you probably not going to get no more sleep. And my other point that I was making before I get on off of here is you being in the public eye. You're famous, right? You got some little bread, a lot of bread, whatever. I'm not saying little like downplaying it. You know what I mean? Just girl talk. You have money. So let's use for an example. And I know you built for it. You built for the controversy, and your clapbacks be A1, darling. Your clapbacks are A1. My point is, you made a video where you look like you was half asleep, and I know the feeling. I know exactly what you're going through. I know that feeling. But you did the video, a remix to the perk 10. I just popped perk 10, perk 30. I popped to perk 30, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That one I did it also, and like I said, then I did it before. You go look at my dates, but I got a little bit of backlash, not too much. And I've done other videos similar like that. It's comedy. It's funny for adults, especially to people who actually do perks. It's funny to them because they know I don't do drugs. I don't do perks. So they really laughing like, she look like a fool, girl. You don't even doing the dance right. You don't even know what it's like. You know what I'm saying? Long story short, I thought it was funny, especially when you blink slow like, I need something to stay awake. I don't need nothing to put me to sleep. And I don't know the effects of perks. I don't know if they're uppers, downers. I just know it was really funny. The dance that the dude does, Mommy, with his leg, kind of like the stanky leg. Cause you're too loud. Hold on, quiet on the set. I'm almost finished, okay? See, you're gonna have to deal with stuff like that. She got her own room. She don't have to hear me talk. She do not. She say I'm too loud. She can go in her room. She has her own room. But instead, she gonna be all up in my face. And get ready for that too. Oh Lord. You're not even going to be able to go to the bathroom when they start walking. My baby, I ain't trying to put out her business out, but my baby would literally suck her thumb, go get a chair. If I'm in the bathroom, I'm taking too long, whether I'm using the bathroom or not. If I'm just sitting there like, ooh, Lord, just give me a few minutes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to go out there, I'm going to get back to cleaning, cooking, homework, whatever we got to do, right? Finish her hair, get her clothes ready, whatever I have for the night. And I just want to take an extra few minutes, just 2 extra minutes using the bathroom. She don't hear me flush that toilet. When she think I'm supposed to flush that toilet, that baby coming in there with a chair. Literally. And sit right in front of me like, okay, well, you got to use the bathroom. We going to use the bathroom. I'm not bullshit. I can't make this up. But back to that video. When you did that video, you may or may not have received backlash or any criticism about it. It's implying that you're saying to somebody like, how you gonna come over here? You know, I just had this baby and you ain't bring me no drugs. You know what I'm saying? They just gave me a good epidural. I don't know what you did, if you had your baby natural or... My point is, thank you for that video. And that is another reason why I do not agree. I just don't. I don't care how much school education, how many nieces and nephews you have watched. You do not know the struggle of being a single parent until you've been a single parent. And there are tons of judges out there in child case. And this all stems from a case with my son. And them not agreeing on me being an entertainer or smoking marijuana. Ultimately, that's how I lost my son, for having 0.3 picograms of marijuana in my hair. Not in my system, but in my hair. I'm going to say it again, 0.3 picograms of weed. Not crack, not heroin, not meth, marijuana. And I had just moved from California. Literally, just moved to the South, to Texas, from California. So, of course, it was still in my hair. My point is, this stems from that. And now it's legal. It's legal for recreational use in Texas. And I end up losing my baby behind something that was legal then, illegal then, but it's legal now. It was devastating. My baby basically was kidnapped from me. And the reason why I say basically, because it's technicalities in between, and people can point fingers at me and say, oh, well, you should have did this or did that, and they should have did this and did that. It was not by the books. It was not by, I'll talk about that later. I don't want to get too emotional. I want to stay focused on the topic. And I'm not on celebrity level just yet. I'm getting there. I'm working my way up. I am actually more well known in other countries than I am in America. But in America, people have been so critical of me. And you're going to have haters, period. If you're doing something right, you're going to have haters. So I know I'm doing something right. I ain't tripping. They don't pay my bills. They don't take care of this baby. I do. And I've had people criticize me for the smallest things. I've had someone call CPS on me, literally, for movers helping me move. Literally. CPS rolled up to my house and was like, we got to report that men have been in and out of your house all day today. They're moving. They are movers. And they all, well, one of them was old. What? And so obviously they didn't have a case. Most recently, my baby wanted to go outside. I was tired. I've been working on my home. I'm purchasing my homes. Yes. And so I've been doing some of my own work. Things that I can do, like the plumbing, electrician, uh, other stuff that I don't have the knowledge of just yet. Leave that to the professionals. But the things that I can do, I do myself. And I was tired. Long story short, I didn't want to let her outside, even though she had a jacket, rain boots, everything. I wanted her to come in the house. And she kind of been bucking like for the past week. She's upset about the absence of her stepdad. He's not here with us. He ain't passed on. He's just not present. And long story short, she's been kind of acting out. And 4-year-olds, 2-year-olds and 4-year-olds, they have this phase that they go through. It's the no phase where everything is no, no, no. Put that down. No. Come here. No. Like, that's the only word they know. That's the only word in their vocabulary, literally, is no. And it could go on for years. You know, if you don't, the only book that has been able to really truly assist me in my parenting is the Bible and my own experiences as a child, which I'm not trying to give you advice. And I liked the video. As a matter of fact, I liked it. I liked it. I loved it. I hearted it. But this just the beginning. And you said that. You was like, it's just been a few days. And I'm already like, I don't know how you do it. We don't either. We just do it because we know it's got to be done. Period. And to parents like me, it's an honor. Because you don't know who that baby going to grow up to be. That baby's our future. And however you mold that child and they go off on their own, oh, man, it's amazing. It's going to be amazing to sit back and be like, man, I took part in majority of that for that person to be who they are. No amount of money, no amount of recognition, no trophies. Nothing is more satisfying than to see your seeds grow and be successful. I'm a gardener, so I feel that way about some of my plants and my vegetables because I got to eat, right? Groceries is high. That's another thing. Another reason why you should breastfeed, baby. That formula, don't do it, Keke. You're a naturalist. You got Kush tattooed on the back of your neck. Keep it that way. Keep it that way. I'm serious. And I ain't finna get all into the immunizations and getting shots and all of that. You gonna do what you want to do. But for people like us, kind of normal. Well, I'm saying kind of normal because I know my destiny. I'm gonna be successful. I'm already successful in my eyes, but in other people's eyes, as far as having a certain amount of money or fame or recognition or whatever. My point is, Keke, thank you, girl. It also makes you look at your relationship with your parents. It makes you look at your mother different, your father different. And I heard you mention your aunts, your cousins. You get it. You see it now. Like, this is not a joke. And this is why I feel people in positions of authority, especially system bureaucracies dealing with children and the safety of children, you can't, I feel, they shouldn't have those positions. If you don't have kids, you do not understand how difficult it is as a single parent, male or female, grandparents or aunts. And my heart goes out to people who have multiple children. So I'm saying thank you, Keke, because like you spoke on it. You hit it right on the nail. It is a privilege to have assistance. It is a privilege. And even though it gets hard, you have to keep going because who else is going to take care of your baby like you? Who else going to love your children, your baby like you? Nobody. Nobody. But it was the part that you being an entertainer that just I loved it. I loved it because you were clearly joking, and so was I. I've had a situation, I'm not pointing like Keke did it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is get ready, girl. Get ready. Especially if you plan on, continuing to be single, unless you meet someone later on or soon, or the father, y'all get together, whatever you gonna do while you are single and you are working, sit back and watch, and you're gonna be like, that little girl was right. Little Yscbi baby, she was right. People criticize you. They literally troll you. And they do that already without the kids. So you just imagine what it's like with your baby, what you choose to feed your baby, how you choose to dress your baby, the movies that you choose to play in. Imagine having your child and being in the movie Pimp while you had your baby. So you left your baby with a stranger, or you paid for somebody to watch your baby so you could go make a movie about being a pimp. I thought you was a Christian God-fearing woman. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy the stuff that they will come up. And I just encourage you to just stay strong. And those who do help you, let them appreciate. Let them know you appreciate them. This is also the reason that some women end up having multiple kids, because someone comes along, and if they're not completely healed or they're desperate, they don't want to do it alone, which I'm not saying you have to, you must do it alone. If you meet somebody that can rock with you and roll you and treat you right and your kids right, by all means, yes. Take your time. Don't rush into it, though, because you don't want to be involved with the wrong person. And I've done that before. So I can speak on that. But my point is, it's people out there who were desperate or just made a mistake. They made a mistake and fell for the wrong person. And before you know it, they didn't had another baby. And they're still a single parent. Then they meet somebody else and they had another baby. And then people are so critical of them to say, oh, well, you should wear protection, or you should have known that man was married and he wasn't going to leave his wife, or whatever the situation is. Things happen in life. And we mothers, we don't really get that option to not be in our kids' life. I mean, it is definitely an option. You can give your child up for adoption. You could not take care of them. But who wants to live with that? Who wants to live with it? I've met people who have given their kids away, and drug addicts, and then later they recover, and then they always look back and they're like, they wish they hadn't done that. They're grateful that their children have a better life, but they wish, if they could do some things different, that would be one of them that they would change. And then some people they're okay with it. They meet their children later on and whatever. My point is, when that water break, you can't push that baby back up there, and you can't say, nah, I don't want to do this. You can't back out of it. You cannot back out of it. And a lot of men don't understand that. A lot of people in position They don't understand that. They don't have children, so they don't know what it's like, and they think, oh, it's just the same thing as we'll leave it alone, Liv. Let it cool off. That's why I ain't touching it. It's too hot.
Nothing meat here.
Some meat.
The heater.
You want to turn it on?
I can't. I can't.
Quiet on set, bitch. There are people in position that do not have children, so they don't have that empathy DNA. They don't have that empathy trait um, to relate. You know, that some of them, majority, my opinion, and I could be wrong, but majority of them look down on us like, oh, well, you should have waited till you got married and this, and that. And some of us don't have those options. Some people, like you said, choose. They literally choose to be single parents, and they still have to deal with those things. The criticism is, I just, girl, I'm trying to get my words together. I'm overjoyed. I appreciate you making that video. Um, I didn't take it the wrong way. I understood everything you said. It is no joke. It is no joke. Even people who adopt kids, they don't adopt the babies, the kids. It comes with a lot. It takes a lot of patience and a lot of love. You cannot do this if you are loveless. You can't. But thank you, Keke Palmer. Appreciate that. I hope those were words of encouragement. Like I said, we're sending you an abundance of patience and enjoy your bundle of joy. Even if you celebrating and doing it by yourself or nah. Either way, it takes a lot. But I'm glad you gave us this shout out. Thank you.